Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Andrea Saliba and I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and health coach, and I help women specifically get healthy and get back on track with their health. Today I'm going to be talking all about the gallbladder and the liver, how you can support your gallbladder and liver throughout your day-to-day life. And if you right now are suffering with gallstones or if you've had your gallbladder removed, I think you're gonna find this video very informative. So let's talk first about the liver. And the reason why I'm gonna start there is because many people aren't aware that the liver is actually the largest organ in the body. And it's actually known as the master conductor of the body. And basically what that means is that it controls pretty much everything that's happening. And one of its major functions, aside from producing hormones, is your digestive system. So it actually creates bile, and we're going to be talking a lot about bile and bile production because it goes in conjunction with the gallbladder, which we're also going to be speaking so much about today. So the liver creates your bile, and then your gallbladder is a small organ that is located directly under your liver, just below your right hand side here under your rib cage. So these two organs work together to help the digestive process in your body. So if you have ever had any type of pain, specifically in this upper area, and you didn't really know what that was, and it's an ongoing pain, especially after you eat certain foods, normally after you eat fats, then this could be an indication that possibly you may have some issues with your gallbladder or your liver. And so before I really dive into the meat part of this video, I just want to state that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a naturopath, I'm not a naturopathic doctor. I'm simply just expressing some information here that could be helpful to you, but at the end of the day, you always should ask your personal healthcare practitioner for advice, and especially on some of the supplements I'm going to be talking about today, you should always ask permission to make sure it's right for you, because obviously I don't know you, I've never worked with you, I don't know your health history, I don't know if you're on medication, and so that's why it's really important to take this knowledge and then research it yourself and take it to your doctor and see if this protocol or these suggestions or this information is right for you and your bodies. All right, so we just talked about the gallbladder and how it works together with the liver. So what I really want to talk about now is how you can support your gallbladder and liver naturally. So the first thing we always have to start with is our diet and lifestyle. What kind of foods are you putting into your body? Because this is really going to dictate the health of not just your gallbladder and liver, but all organs in your body and how your body ultimately functions. But when we're speaking specifically about liver health and gallbladder health, there are some foods that are going to really help support it. And you might be asking, well, why is the gallbladder so important? I already told you why the liver is so important. It's a major organ in the body, but you might be wondering about the gallbladder. You may have heard that, a lot of people have their gallbladder removed, and therefore if the gallbladder can be removed, then why is it so important? So yes, it's true that many people have had their gallbladder removed, and they have to have their gallbladder removed because it causes them so much pain. But the thing is that the gallbladder actually does have a function in the body, and that is to store the bile that your liver is producing. And when you eat your food, your liver sends out that bile, and then that bile that's stored in the gallbladder goes in and helps to break down your fats specifically. So if you don't have, sufficient or good quality bile happening, then you will feel pain, and especially if you develop what's called gallstones. Some people can have large gallstones, some people can have smaller ones, some people actually have developed a sac of stones, which would be extremely painful and typically would result in the removal of your gallbladder. And some people have what's called sludge that sits kind of in the bile duct of the gallbladder and liver and can also cause pain from time to time. There's a huge spectrum in terms of pain, and some people actually have no symptoms at all with gallstones or sludge in their bile duct, and they can continue on with their life and they don't even know that they have anything going on in there. So what we're really addressing here is if you want to protect your liver and gallbladder, but also if you have been experiencing pain, specifically in this area like we talked about, and what you can do about it to kind of help you prevent having to remove the gallbladder potentially if it's not too late and you haven't gotten to that stage. So here are some foods that are really going to help support both gallbladder and liver, again, because they work together. Number one is bitter greens. So the best thing you can do to support liver and gallbladder health is to eat bitter greens. So what do these look like? Think of dandelions, which are really bitter, arugula, beet greens, and even beets themselves are excellent for liver and for the gallbladder. Green apples are probably a superfood for the gallbladder if I have to pick one. And celery as well. So these are very beneficial. So really you want to think of those greens, okay? And I mentioned beets because they are loaded with antioxidants and they're very, very supportive to both liver and gallbladder, as are artichokes. So incorporating more of these foods can really be supportive for these two organs specifically. And I already mentioned to you how lifestyle and diet are such a key point. So you really want to stay away from fried, fatty foods, processed foods. These are really going to impact the quality of liver and gallbladder, therefore the quality of your bile production as well. Getting a high fiber diet is really important. So again, trying your best not to have too many fried foods, processed packaged foods, and eating more whole foods, whole grains, and high fiber, meaning at least 30 to 40 grams of fiber per day. And the reason for this is because, like I mentioned to you, the liver and gallbladder are in charge of a process of your digestion. So getting an adequate amount of fiber is going to help push things along much more smoothly. You also want to reduce your alcohol consumption. So this is a huge, huge one, okay? I know that there's, as a health coach, I see it all the time. People love their wine, they love to have drinks, but the reality is if you're doing this on a frequent day-to-day basis, this is actually going to really impact the quality of your liver specifically and your gallbladder. So reducing alcohol consumption, and I'm going to add smoking to this as well. You really want to stop smoking because these are definitely toxins that are going to impact the quality of these organs as well. Medication use. So I get it that a lot of people have to be on medication, but I want to really get you to jog your brain when it comes to thinking about what you're taking every day. And this can even be like acid blockers, like, over-the-counter acid blockers, ibuprofen or Tylenol. These really, if used in high consumption, are things that are going to impact liver. Everything we take by mouth has to be filtered by the liver. So you really want to start thinking about the things that you're taking, the pills you're popping every day. Are these actually causing more harm than good? And I get, like I said, a lot of people have to be on medication, but what's often happening, especially when it comes to acid blocking medication like proton pumps, etc., these actually thin out the stomach acid in your stomach. And this can cause a lot of other problems in the digestive system and throughout the body. And many people aren't aware of this. So I do want you to do your research on that. So going back, we're going to talk now about supplements. So one question I had gotten on my Instagram this morning regarding liver and gallbladder health is what supplements can support these organs. So I'm glad you asked that because I was going to talk about that today. And I've got a few right here that I'm going to quickly go through one by one. Of course, there's a few others that are beneficial, but I've picked kind of the top main ones for liver and gallbladder together, okay? So number one is vitamin D. So liver health specifically, you want to ensure you're taking vitamin D. This one's by Natural Factors. The minimum you want to be taking is 2,500 IU per day. Vitamin D has, there's been numerous studies showing that vitamin D is absolutely critical for the liver and its function. So making sure you do take vitamin D every single day, all year round. And one question I get from clients is, do I still have to take it in the summer when it's sunny? So yes, going out into the sun is another wonderful way to support your liver and your health and get natural vitamin D, but the amount is just not enough. And of course, we don't want to be bathing in the sun. So taking vitamin D all year round, yes, is absolutely important. Vitamin D has become a vitamin that's absolutely critical to health and is now asked to be taken all the time, all year round. So 2,500 IU is the baseline. You would want to up that if you have chronic inflammation or autoimmune skin conditions, etc. going on in your body, but that's something you can talk about with your healthcare practitioner. The second one is curcumin, which is coming from turmeric root. So curcumin is a very potent anti-inflammatory spice that has been studied for being very, very beneficial for liver and gallbladder health. It reduces inflammation. If you have fatty liver, very supportive. And this one here specifically is by Amy Myers, MD. I'm a huge fan of Amy Myers products. I've been using them for a while, and every single time they've always helped me significantly. So do look up Amy Myers, MD. I'm not affiliated. I just really like her products. So I really like her curcumin. That's the one I'm using, and it has 500 milligrams of turmeric in there. So I would recommend that as well. A very, very important thing for both gallbladder and liver, specifically we'll say gallbladder, in helping bile production and also breaking down your food and making sure that there's enough bile to do so, is digestive enzymes. So if you are currently having digestive issues or gallbladder pain, or if you don't have a gallbladder, it is very important that you take digestive enzymes if you're not already. And the reason for this is because it's going to help break down your food, but specifically this one is by Thorne and it's called Biogest. This is a wonderful digestive enzyme. It has in here pancreatic enzymes, because the pancreas, which is over here, is again in conjunction with gallbladder and liver function as well. And this one also has ox bile. Now, ox bile is a really important enzyme to have if you do not have your gallbladder anymore, or if you are having gallbladder pain. It is probably the number one thing I would recommend, ox bile. So that is in these digestive enzymes, and what that's going to do is it's going to help you break down fats. So if you don't have a pancreas, which this was the second question I received on Instagram today, is what would you recommend for people who don't have a gallbladder? Is it necessary to take enzymes? Yes, it is. Because if you don't have your gallbladder, your liver is the one producing the bile, and then it sends it to your small intestine, where then your food gets digested. So to help better break down fats, because if you don't have your gallbladder, or if you're having gallbladder pain, ox bile and those enzymes are really going to be supportive to ensure that the food you're consuming and the fats, the good quality fats, okay, omega form, avocado, chia seeds, flax seeds, those kind of good quality fats that should be eaten. You want to make sure that they're being properly broken down and absorbed in the body, and you do that by taking digestive enzymes and ox bile specifically. This is just a product that my naturopathic doctor suggested for me to support my own gallbladder and liver, and I can never pronounce it. I think it's Ishal Plus, correct me if I'm wrong. And in here there's choline, inositol, L-methionine, ox bile, milk thistle, and dandelion. So that is, these all together in conjunction are excellent supportive things and herbs, specifically nutrients for gallbladder and liver. So taking this, again, if it is recommended by your naturopathic doctor, then this can be very supportive as well. It's got the herbs in there to support. Now, on the topic of dandelion, I really want to talk about dandelion because this herb is so beneficial for the liver, the kidneys even, the gallbladder, and it helps really with bile production and supporting the liver and detoxifying it and excreting any toxins that may be present. So having dandelion tea, for example, 2 to 3 cups a day, start with 1 to 2, taking dandelion supplement or something like this one here that has dandelion in it is really beneficial for gallbladder and liver support. Another one that I want to mention is amino acids. So amino acids are built in your liver, and amino acids are extremely crucial for the body. So amino acids, specifically taurine, is really important as well. So ensuring that you're getting adequate amino acids through your diet. You can get that through good quality meats like organic chicken or grass-fed beef. These will provide you with amino acids that are very supportive as well. Let's talk about finally your lifestyle. Now this is a huge one, okay? If you're having gallbladder or liver issues currently, I want you to just think about this for a second, okay? And this is something that maybe medical doctors won't really talk about, but if you have gallbladder issues, let's use gallbladder specifically right now, we want to ask, why is this happening? What has caused the gallstones, or what has caused the inflammation in the gallbladder or the liver? What's the main cause? These things don't just come about. Now, there's a few things that can result in this, okay, from my research. Number one is being female and 40, 40 and up kind of thing. Fertile, so women specifically in their fertile years, and as well as genetic history. So if you have a history of family members with gallstones or gallbladder issues, you may be more prone and susceptible. And finally, which is a major key point, is high estrogen. So if you have high estrogen in your body, you're more likely to have gallbladder issues or gallstones. Now, these are the main ones in my study that I have found that could be a root cause. So it's really important that you do understand that. Number one, always being your diet as well. So if you right now are overweight and you eat a very poor diet, what does that look like? Constantly fried food, fast food, lots of alcohol, you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables that support your body, you are more susceptible to fatty liver disease and gallstones. Aside from those other things I've mentioned, we always look at diet first and foremost. But you can have someone who is perfectly healthy, at a healthy body weight, who's eating nutritious and still have gallstones or sludge in their bile duct, and this again could be if you're female, 40, fertile, and if you have a genetic history and you're predisposed, or if you have high estrogen. So I want you to be aware of these things. And if you're currently suffering from gallbladder pain, your doctor may recommend that you take your gallbladder out, and that's definitely a conversation you need to have with your doctor. But I want you to know, before you go ahead and do anything, is just to think about what is maybe the root cause. Is there something else underlining going on in my body that's causing this that I should address? Because a lot of times, if the pain is not excruciating pain that's causing you to go to the emergency, okay, there is ways to dissolve the stones. It may take a longer period of time before you just hop over to getting that gallbladder removed. Again, a conversation that you should have with your doctor, but I want you to be aware that there are options for you to do so. So going back to lifestyle, okay? Reducing stress. Now, stress is a very, very big one for so many problems that happen in our body. And you know, I get it. Stress is stress. We all have stress. But it's more about how are you handling and dealing with your stress, okay? If you are allowing certain things in your life to really impact you, then, you know, this with time can be harmful for your body and of course all your organs. So in Chinese medicine, I never studied it, but this is just a finding that I found in doing research for this talk for you today, is that they believe that gallbladder pain and liver issues stem from anger. So I want you to just ask yourself right now, if you're having, you know, gallbladder pain or gallbladder issues or any liver issues, are you holding on to a lot of anger currently? So this is a really big one. And if you're holding on to anger and you're not releasing this in a healthy manner, how can you do that? How can you release these emotions in a healthy manner? You know, meditation, prayer, talking to a counselor, getting out for movement and exercise, deep breathing exercises. These are so powerful. And, you know, figuring out what is causing you to hang on to this anger. What are you angry about? Getting it down with pen and paper and do what I like to call a brain dump. So taking pen and paper and just dumping out everything that's sitting and manifesting within to really help express what you're feeling inside so that these emotions don't manifest into greater illness and disease. So that's one thing I really wanted to mention to you all. I mentioned exercise because this is very important, moving the body so that you can detox toxins out of your body naturally through your sweat. And it also helps release endorphins in the body, which is very healing and therapeutic as well to the body. And finally, drinking water. And this sounds so simple, but if we're talking about liver and gallbladder, 95% of bile is made from water. So if you're not drinking enough water, you're not giving your body that ability to build healthy bile and also release healthy bile production throughout the body. So drinking enough water every single day, purified water, very, very important for these organs as well as for the overall health of your body. So that sums up gallbladder and liver. Of course, I could sit here all day and talk more. Please, if you have any questions, ask me below. You can also go to my website, andreasaliba.ca. You can write me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I also run holistic nutrition wellness coaching programs called the 30-Day Wellness Journey, and I help clients one-on-one now in my 60-day wellness journey. And I would love the opportunity to work with you. So if you're interested in having one-on-one support or being a part of my wellness coaching programs, then do check out my website, again, andreasaliba.ca. You can also connect with me on Instagram, where I'm pretty active. It's andrea_saliba.nutrition. And I do post a lot of delicious recipes and great nutrition and wellness information there as well. Thank you so much for being here today, and have yourself a great day. Take good care of that gallbladder and liver.